Hi, I'm Master J. Welcome to this video, and I want to start off by saying that I actually did work as a gag writer on the first TV show that Sacha Baron Cohen ever made. And although I didn't work on his segment of the show, which to be fair was the best part of the show, I did get to see and learn firsthand how he actually makes his scenes. Now in Borat 2 there are a lot of situations and interactions with real people that have to a lesser or greater degree been faked, and I'm going to show you some of those in this video. Now just quickly before we start, this is a new channel, so if you like what you see, it would help so much if you could subscribe and hit that notification bell. We drop about 1 to 3 videos a week, and the channel is a little bit schizophrenic as we have original music, comedy and wonder videos. But do please help us on our journey by subscribing, smash that like button and leave a comment. What do you think was the fakest moment from Borat 2 that I left out of this video? Sacha Baron Cohen has panicked about this scene because Judith has sadly since passed away. It forced him to reveal more than he would have wanted to and shines a light on how many of the other scenes were set up. Her estate had already filed a lawsuit saying it was filmed under false pretenses, that she was approached for what she thought was a serious documentary about the Holocaust. Already, just that changes the narrative. Often, when you watch a Borat scene, the audience will think that story A is happening. But there's a dual reality where the real person in the scene is thinking that story B's happening. But Sacha Baron Cohen's response to the lawsuit was something that no good magician would ever do. He revealed how his trick was done. He explained that both ladies in the film were notified of the comedian's true identity, and that he was doing all of this to make a point about anti-Semitism and Holocaust denial. Now, all the responses of the ladies kind of makes more sense. There was in effect, to borrow a magician's term, instant stooging going on. The most interesting part for me was that all of this was apparently explained to the ladies on film. That shows experience from Sacha Baron Cohen and his production team from many probably hard-learned lessons. If they have the explanations on camera, then they are in a much better position legally, as if they relied solely on signed contracts and waivers, then the participants could have said, and would understandably be believed, that they were misled, and then the contracts for release or the NDAs would be worthless. Let's be clear, this is not a real event. The event itself was put on by the film, so all the staff are paid and working for the film crew. All the guests, the father and daughters, were paid $100 each to be there and given an open bar, in the hopes that they would be able to get them a bit drunk and talking and saying maybe outrageous things. This is the sort of scene that is often shot at a different time or a different day than the event, the big one that you want to do for the prank, as you don't want to kind of blow your cover for the big gag. Now, Sacha Baron Cohen says it was done on the same day, and that he hid for 5 hours in the toilet and smuggled the Donald Trump costume in under his KKK disguise. Unfortunately, Sacha Baron Cohen is not a reliable source. I mean, he likes to spin the tale that Donald Trump was fooled for 7 minutes in a 2003 Ali G interview, but he's not telling the truth. If you watch the unedited version of the Donald Trump interview, Donald Trump works it out in 20 seconds that it was a setup. You can see him be polite for the next 20 seconds, and then he spends 20 seconds to walk out of the interview, still in a kind of polite way. Maybe that says more about Sacha Baron Cohen's prowess in the bedroom, if he claims 7 minutes when in fact he only lasted a minute. And the clip of Donald Trump with Ali G confuses me, because it seems that the media go on and on about how stupid and thick Donald Trump is, yet he saw through Sacha Baron Cohen when most people didn't, and he saw through him in 20 seconds. All the sending and receiving of faxes would have been shot on the same day. This really is not a situation where the person in the shop is in any way fooled by anything that's going on, as he would have been paid, or if it's his shop would have been hired out. You can't call him an actor. The audience might be thinking, why are they going along with this? It's just so stupid and crazy. It's not that they're going along with it, they're just indifferent. Again, they are instant stooges. Like if a magician whispers into a member of the audience's ear and says, choose the 7 of diamonds. And then he asks that person to name a card. They say the 7 of diamonds. The magician reveals the 7 of diamonds. It might work for the rest of the audience, but if they watch the participant, they can see a dead, indifferent reaction, which is the sort of reaction we see a lot of, even with all the editing in this film. I guess this would be the hero of this film. She also has to carry a lot of the plot and the inspiration or the motivation for the daughter's character's journey. These scenes are filmed just kind of like this synagogue scene where the real person is told exactly what is wanted from them in the scene. In this case, she would have been told that the daughter's character will say women can't drive, or she needs plastic surgery. We want this film to be for women at home who feel like that. So can you explain to her that she's fine the way she is? Action. It's such a thin line between these parts being real people or classified as actors. And again, this is one of those scenes where everything is filmed in one day. So when Borat comes back, apparently weeks later, that's the same day. It's not in any way a genuine interaction between Borat and Jeanise Jones. That conversation, the way it happened, the demand for social distancing, it was all asked for by the film company. Okay, this is far too obvious a setup. The cupcakes with babies on top. As Joe Biden would say, come on, man. They have paid for the use of the cake shop and they've dressed it with cupcakes with babies on. The whole scene is needed for the putting the baby in the daughter's setup. It's completely fake. The shop will be told what's happening, then of course they will go along with the cake message and not bat an eyelid. Remember, they are being paid to be in the scene. They've been told some excuse. Is this the same venue as the plastic surgeon? Maybe. Again, the receptionist would have been paid and told some story. It's likely it's not even real money, and it's just all a setup as a motivation for Borat to have a reason to go and get a job. The production company would have booked and paid for Sacha Baron Cohen to appear, so there was no way that they actually just accidentally stumbled onto the event through the internet. And he took Jim and Jerry to the event. They were never going to go by themselves, they just went along because Sacha Baron Cohen did and he's paying them. And it's not like he actually just bumped into one of them out and about and then asked to stay for 5 days. The reality is it would have all been sorted out well before, payments made, reasons for the cameras to be there. And at the event, you can see there's actually multiple camera takes with Jim and Jerry and Borat's daughter. It suggests that they were certainly willing to play along with a narrative. Likewise, before Borat's brought onto the stage and asked about his name, that name scene was recorded at a different time that he actually goes onto the stage. Because suddenly the person asking him just disappears magically. I have a good friend who is a model and a regular on reality TV shows, so I can tell you firsthand that the good ones play a character that they think will get them more work and make them more memorable, like going on a show called Rich Kids Going Skint, where they may say things such as they've never been on a bus before, because it will elevate them into a more prominent segment in the show. So I was not shocked to find out Macy responded in this way. She said, "I was misled into playing a role and being cast as someone that does not reflect who I am. I knew my role, so I stayed in character throughout the entire session. I have often been cast in roles that are not exceptionally flattering and not reflective of who I am as a person in an attempt to promote my career." And I can vouch from experience that my friend has often been cast like that in reality shows. And it is casting, and it is about furthering their ambition to make it big. Okay, where do I begin? A lot of the scene was filmed when Rudy wasn't even there. I mean, you can see that like in the corridor between Borat and his daughter. One of Sacha Baron Cohen's usual methods is to spend 30 minutes or even longer acting in his character with the person, but in a very kind of simple, non-crazy way, just doing normal sort of questions and things, kind of lulling them in and getting more ridiculous later on. So the daughter would have spent a long time saying how nervous she was to Rudy, how she wanted it to go well. In the edit, we only see a small portion of that. But rather than him being super creepy, there is no argument to say that he's just showing empathy and he's just kind of being caring, because she has said, even in the edited bit we see, she has said she's nervous, she's worried about it. And having help putting a microphone on or off, anyone who's worked in TV will know that is a pretty common thing to happen. As to doing it in the bedroom, please remember that this space that the interview was booked in was paid for and booked by Sacha Baron Cohen. It would have been in the script for the daughter to say afterwards that she would help him, and let's do it in the bedroom. We don't get to see the part where she suggested all of this. And in regards to when he asked for her phone number, the context has been edited out. That is very suspicious, because there could be a million reasons. But if Rudy had have said, "Let's meet for dinner, let's go for a date, keep in touch," they would have kept that in for sure. As it's not in the film, you'd have to presume that they arranged for something like maybe she wanted to work for the campaign team, she said, for Donald Trump, and he offered to pass on her details, or she wanted an internship, or there's a lot of innocent things that she could have asked for to get him to say that. And the clincher, Sacha Baron Cohen was watching everything from the secret area he set up. 100% if it looked like Giuliani was going to do anything close to inappropriate, that would have made the film. He would never come in and interrupt them as he does. And the idea bounded about that Rudy knew she was 15 doesn't make sense, because it's Sacha Baron Cohen who at the end comes in and says she's 15. I don't know how Rudy was meant to know. I mean, the actor, Bakalova, is 24 years old and looks 24 years old. And the cameraman, the sound guy, they're all there, and with them there, do you think that Rudy's going to do anything inappropriate or out of order? It doesn't make sense. Sacha Baron Cohen, on the promotional tour for the film, has tried to sell the narrative that he was worried for her safety. Now, he was still with the production team watching everything right there, so he knew exactly what was happening, and nothing untoward has happened. So it had to have looked like to him nothing was going to happen for him to give up and go in for the end gag. Why else would he go in and break it up before something happens? It makes no sense. Plus, if you've watched the film or any Sacha Baron Cohen film, you know they're not going to stop filming if Giuliani got undressed, but they're sure as heck going to wait for him to do so. You would have to watch an honest, unedited version to know for sure what actually happened. It should be noted that there was a press screening months ago and nobody mentioned this scene. It's only more recently, once the trailer had dropped, that the reporting in the media and the comments have come out with this narrative. It is great publicity. And although Rudy cannot sue in New York because the film was shown all around the States, he will be able to sue, and I expect him to, and I would expect him to win, because it does look like misrepresentation. Because if they had more, they would have shown it. But I also expect that money that they would lose in a court case will already be budgeted as part of their publicity spend for the film. And those for me were the top 10 most faked moments in Borat 2. Let me know in the comments below what you thought was the most faked part of the film. We also have original music, comedy and wonder videos dropping every week. If you enjoyed this sort of nonsense, do please subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon, my little YouTubers. Bye.
Corona was just an alcohol.